At Math Pinnacle, we are a knowledge management company. Our 5 videos on arithmetic was based on mathematics and science. But here, we are trying to do our best to talk about a civilization which was at its glory at least 4000 years back, and vandals and conquerors have left no clues. We do not know whether the first pharaoh, Narmer, went to war to unify the civilization or was it a peaceful process. Whether the last pharaoh, Cleopatra, actually committed suicide. Are the pyramids more than a tomb for the kings? And finally, the Sphinx being built by a superior civilization before 9000 BC. Enjoy our first number pyramid. 9000 years back, the Sahara was a thriving savanna. By 5000 BC, rain ceased and the hunter gatherers started moving and finally ended up on the Nile basin. Nile provided water and silt, apt for farming. By the 31st century, two settlements thrived on the banks of the Nile, Upper and Lower Egypt. Very soon, King Narmer of Upper Egypt would unify both lands and would become the first pharaoh of Egypt and put the foundation for a great civilization to come. Again, a very simple pyramid. Egyptians were among the first to develop a numeral system for large numbers and complex calculations. They used different parts of the Eye of Horus to represent unit fractions, and also may have encountered irrational numbers when measuring diagonals of quadrilaterals. A slightly more complex one. The kings and queens who ruled the ancient Egyptian civilization were called pharaohs. They were considered intermediaries between the gods and citizens. They also had their statues in temples to make their presence felt always. Though with great power came great responsibilities. They were even responsible for the damage created with the overflooding of the Nile. Pyramids were the pinnacle of building tombs for the pharaoh. Starting with the Step Pyramid, to the Bend Pyramid, to the Great Pyramid of Giza, we know that these people never mastered building these mega structures of precision at once. The Giza Pyramid itself would have needed 25 million blocks, each weighing sometimes 50 tons, built by 100,000 men over a period of 20 years. This one is slightly complex. Mummification was one among the funeral practices for immortality. Main pointers: removing all the internal organs, dehydrating the body with a composite made up of soda ash, wrapping the body with cloth which would have inscriptions on it, jewelry for the royals, and presence of priest and magic. Now, anyone could choose to be mummified if they could afford it. Egyptians also mummified animals from mice to giant bulls to please the gods. We feel this is the beautiful of all of them. Develop the Nilometer to master the Nile, the water clock for priests to calculate the duration of the night, and a calendar that has stood the test of time. Now, the most debatable theory is whether the pyramids were just tombs. The difference in conductivity of the materials which make the core and the surface of the pyramid, radioactive granite within the pyramid, flooding and retreat of water under the bedrock could have created electric charge and being emitted from the surface. The Tesla tower design is also very similar to this. The first form of writing, hieroglyphics, was considered sacred and a gift from God. The phonetic sound of a letter depended on the symbol used. Example: A was represented by a vulture. Hieratic was a shorthand of hieroglyphics and was used for administrative and scientific purposes. Demotic script became widely used after Greek conquest and they were more closely related to the spoken language. Finally, Coptic script evolved from the Demotic after international exposure grew, and this script is still in use in Coptic churches. It is a monolithic structure carved out of limestone bedrock. A mythical creature called Sphinx, a human head on a cat's body. It is 240 feet from paw to tail and 66 feet from base to top at maximum. Egyptologists point it to have been built during the Old Kingdom, though there is no evidence. Some Egyptologists and geologists point to water erosion of the sites, and this could have occurred only when the Sahara was a savanna around 9000 BC. Also, the head is not proportional to the body and would have been added later. Our final pyramid. Lover of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, and at one point the most powerful woman in the world, she was a mother, wife, queen, and goddess. She was a polymath and mastered many subjects at a time when women were restricted. Even Hollywood has always depicted her with the most beautiful actresses. 3 years into her reign, the Romans conquered Egypt, and she was smart to establish an alliance with them. She ruled for 22 years, after which both she and Mark Antony lost a battle with Western Rome. Both committed suicide to prevent captivity, and that marked the fall of one of the greatest civilizations which thrived at least after the last ice age 11,700 years back.